right before you said that the Giro would be the perfect situation for you to get into the perfect shape, let's say, and to go to the Tour. I have to understand that as the Giro is going to be kind of a preparation for the Tour, or you still have a goal at the Giro to be able to win?
Well, the goal, I don't think it's changed so much. I mean, the goal is to be competitive. Like I've said many times, I mean, I think if I can be top 10, top 5, if I'm feeling great, top 3, absolutely, that would be perfect. Having never done the Giro and the Tour, I have to be aware that it's a difficult thing to do and something that I've never experienced, but we'll come into the Giro as fit as we can possibly be. And so you don't want to kill yourself. I think there are other riders that are perhaps more motivated than some of us. If you look at the situation of Ivan Basso or Cunego or a lot of other guys in Italy, they're going to be extremely motivated. Hard to beat those guys in their home tour. But no, don't. I wouldn't confuse it with, you know, we're going to go for 3 weeks and roll around and eat pasta with everybody and drink Chianti. We're coming to race, and so I just don't know how strong I will be, but I'll be as fit as I can. Ivan was good. He, I mean, he had the bad luck with the incident with the knee and Solvang, but the day that Levi rode away on Bonnie Doon, he was right there. He was strong. So he's on a good path, I think.
Hi, Lance. Kirsten Robbins from Cycling News. I have 2 questions. One is, obviously there's a lot of great cyclists here and great teams, but you being here has really stimulated cycling in America, and in particular the Tour of California. My question is that when in the future you decide to retire again, do you think cycling will be able to carry that momentum and the sport of cycling will continue to increase?
You know, sports need people, just like anything. I mean, anytime you want to create a movement, it has to begin with the people, or a person. Sports no different than that. If you look at cycling, I mean, you look at the characters and the personalities that we've had in American cycling over the years. The sport has ebbed and flowed with that. If you look at golf, you know, golf is now going to be a big sport again next weekend because one guy is playing for the first time in a year. If you look at basketball, you see Michael Jordan. If you look at Formula One, you see Michael Schumacher. If you look at tennis, you always think of Nadal and Federer. You think of these people. So it's our job to develop young guys, to develop people that can keep people interested in cycling and interested in their story, as, you know, for whatever reason. You could look at my story and say, you know, they were interested because he was a strong cyclist, or they were interested because he was a cancer survivor. It's an interesting story, so people pay attention. That has to happen. Levi's story is interesting because he's won this race 3 times in a row, so people know that. They say, okay, I got it, I check, I know that guy, and I'm going to go out there and cheer for him. And I could do a lot of things today, but I'm going to go stand on the roadside. Look at a young guy like Taylor Phinney, and you see, you know the story of his mom, you know the story of his dad. He has that story that ultimately, if he fulfills his potential, people will follow that. So we just have to, as teams and as people involved in the sport, you got to keep that going. If you don't have the athletes that don't carry the stories and don't carry the personality, the sport will go away. So, you know, as I touched on earlier, I mean, we have a history of having a race like the Course Classic, or a race like Tour de Trump, or Tour de Pont, or Tour de Georgia, all these great events that get started, and there's tons of people there, and people say, we got to keep it going, and then it falls away. We can't have that happen here. I think the momentum's too strong, and you know, in 3 or 4 or 5 years, 10 years, this race needs to be here, needs to be even bigger than it is.
And your thoughts on the crowds in Palomar today? It seemed pretty amazing to me to see that many people up there. Yeah,
I mean, you have a climb it's not exactly you know, right down the street from everybody's house. I mean, it's pretty remote. You know, I heard stories of people camping out last night. Very, very European-esque, amazing. I mean, but the crowds all week have been amazing. If it's, you know, from all the start in Sacramento all the way to the finish yesterday at the Rose Bowl. That was, I don't think anybody in the group could believe that, so awesome.
Lance, I have a question. How is life as a teammate and riding for a leader? Because I think it's long ago you did this kind of job.
Long time ago, yeah.
How is that like?
Hey, you know, I didn't have any expectation to, I mean, I saw Levi a couple of times this winter. We know he's focused and motivated. I saw him at training camp. He was extremely fit. You know, nobody came in here with any other expectation other than we're going to ride for Levi. So, as I've said all along, you know, the comeback is about a couple things, but if we achieve our goals from the cancer perspective, and I ride as a domestique all year long, I don't care. For me, it's a win-win situation, and you know, I think it might be good for me too, personally, to do things like that. I've spent 15 years sitting on people's wheel and wait until the final moment to attack and take all the glory. You know, it's kind of cool to be up front, pulling away today, and it might be good for my life. And so I don't care. I was excited to. I think I speak for the team. We don't mind working for Levi. I mean, I think in our mind there was no doubt he was going to do what he did on Bonnie Doon, and there was no doubt in our mind he was going to do what he did at Salt Lake. And so when you have a guy that's that prepared and that strong, people are more than willing to